Hello, hello, and welcome to my channel. Today we are talking about how people pleasing is hurting your business and how to stop so you can make more money. I am Jessica McLean, a speaker and mindset mentor helping women entrepreneurs expand their businesses to 7 figures. If you haven't had a chance to watch the first 5 days of the Freedom Files 7-day video series, definitely go back and check them out after this one. They will be a blessing to you. All right, let's jump in. Today we're talking about people pleasing. If you've ever been called a people pleaser or been finding that people pleasing has been getting in the way of your growth in any area of your life, definitely let me know in the comments because this video is for you. So, what is it that people pleasing looks like in your business? People pleasing is when you have a prospective client that says, oh, can you modify your offer? Can you change this or change that or change this or change that in your package to ask you to make changes to your offer that you really don't want to make? And you go, okay, even though you really want to say no to them. People pleasing is when you have a client that says to you, hey, can I meet with you on Saturday? When you've already told them that your only available days are Tuesdays and Thursdays. And you go, all right, even though you really want to say, no, you look at my calendar, okay? Just pick a date and a time that's on my calendar. And they're like, no, can I have some other time that you already said you weren't available on? And you go with it. You accommodate them. People pleasing is when you hire a friend or a family member to work for you because they need the money rather than an actual employee who is qualified for the job and wants to do it. People pleasing is when every time your phone rings or you get an email, you feel like you have to answer it immediately, which of course gets in the way of the other things that you were doing and causes you to be distracted and struggle to focus. And then you're trying to get things done and you're like, what have I been doing all day? And you've been working for hours and hours, but because you kept answering the phone and answering emails and phone and emails in the middle of all the things, you made so little progress on what you were working on that now you're like, oh my gosh, and you're frustrated and you feel like you got to work 12 hours, extra hours, or stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning to make up for all the time that you wasted being distracted, or that you missed out on being distracted because those things kept breaking your focus. People pleasing is a huge problem in business because it wastes your time, it wastes your energy, it causes you to work with clients that frustrate you instead of clients that give you energy and make you happy. And guess what? When you work with clients that frustrate you, when you say yes to modifying your package or your offers, or you say, I've got 2 payment plans, and someone says, can I have a different one? Can I have a different one? And you say, okay, when you really want to say no, right? Find the way to get the money yourself. Be resourceful. You can do this. I believe in you. You just really would rather say that than actually make another option and another accommodation for them, right? It is a problem because it causes you to resent them. You resent the fact that you said yes when you wanted to say no. You start to resent the client. You even start to resent the money that they're paying you. Because as you probably already know, all money ain't good money, okay? Money that makes you angry is not the kind of money you want, right? And the problem with that is that resentment impacts your relationship with your client. They can feel it when you're upset with them, okay? So you don't want to be resenting your clients and you don't want to be resenting the money that they're paying you because resentment is not the energy that attracts more money into your life. In fact, resentment can actually cause you to self-sabotage because more money just amplifies your current experience. So if you're making money by making yourself mad, eventually your subconscious mind is going to stop you from making more money because it doesn't want more resentment. Okay, so people pleasing creates resentment, which is a money repelling emotion, a money repelling energy, and also can impact negatively your client's experience. And you always want to be delivering with excellence in everything that you do. People pleasing is also a problem because, like I mentioned with phone and email, it creates distraction. It makes you inefficient, less productive, and waste a lot of time. You can get more done in 1 focused hour than in 4 distracted hours. So when you are allowing distractions and interruptions to constantly come in instead of managing them in a way that allows you to focus, you waste a lot more time and you make things take a lot longer than they really need to. In fact, there was a study done in 2015 at the University of California, Irvine, where they showed that it takes 23 minutes for your brain to refocus after a distraction or interruption. So if you're getting interrupted over and over and over again, and it takes 23 minutes to get back refocused again, how much time are you really spending in focused work each day? Yikes. So why is it, if we know that people pleasing causes so many problems, why do we still do it all the time? Well, one of the reasons is, as women, we are conditioned to be obsessed with making other people happy. Making other people happy, making other people feel good, doing things that will please someone else, even if it doesn't please us. We're even told to smile when we don't want to. Okay, so we are conditioned even from when we are little girls that other people's happiness, making other people happy, is what we should be doing all the time, even to our own detriment. And so, of course, as adults, we are told the same thing, and then we start to feel or be told or believe that we're being mean if we say no to someone, or if we do or say something that makes another person uncomfortable or unhappy. And so we try to avoid making other people, especially men, uncomfortable or unhappy, no matter how it makes us feel. So we have that good girl conditioning, and we're like, oh, I don't want to be mean, right? And so what we really do is we try to control other people's feelings by preventing them from being unhappy with something that we said or something that we did. Another reason is scarcity. We don't trust ourselves to make more money. So we're like, oh my gosh, if I lose this client, or if I lose this sale, this potential sale, what am I gonna do? Like my friend Julie says, it pushes your survival button. And so you get into survival thinking and go, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do if I don't keep this client, or if I don't sign this client, I don't make this sale? Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do for money? I'm gonna die, right? Well, that's not actually true, right? Because you're already running a business. You've already made thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on your own before now. So if you could make all that money before, you can make more, right? But we get out of that space and into survival and scarcity thinking when we're in that moment of, oh my gosh, if this person, if I say no, I might lose the sale. And if I lose the sale, what am I gonna do, right? I'm gonna suffer financially, I'm gonna struggle. But that's not really true. And I'll talk more about that in a little bit. But not trusting ourselves to make more money, being in scarcity thinking, and not trusting God, who said he would take care of us, right? To actually do what he said. The third is what we're making it mean about us. So we're worried about what the other people will think or say or feel or do. Also, we get worried about what it means about us, what we're making it mean about ourselves. We tell ourselves, oh, I'm a bad person, or I'm mean, or I'm being a jerk, or I should do what they say or what they want because they want it, because if I don't, that makes me a mean person or a bad person, right? I'm not being a good girl, basically, if I say no. And so it's that making it mean something about us if the other person is unhappy, and we don't want to be mean, we don't want to be bad. And so it's the way that we allow it to impact our self-image that makes us think, oh, I can't say no, I've got to say yes. I have to, right? Or we think that we should, we feel obligated to make other people happy because us making people happy aligns with our self-image that we are people who make other people feel good, right? Regardless of how it makes us feel, because we think, oh, well, that's what good girls do, right? That's what good people do. But of course, all of that, good girl conditioning, all of that, I must be good and I must make other people feel good, even if it makes me feel bad conditioning, of course, as we know, is getting in the way of our success. And you know that you want to grow your business to 7 figures, and guess what? Kowtowing to other people's opinions, feelings, beliefs, ideas, thoughts, etc. is not the expansive way to think. In fact, it's going to do the opposite to you. Like I mentioned earlier, it will keep you stuck at the same level, spinning your wheels, frustrated and exhausted, rather than expansive, growing, and having that sense of freedom that you want. So how do we stop people pleasing? Now that we know why and how do we stop so we can grow our businesses and cut all the BS? All right. So the first thing to do if you are ready to stop people pleasing in your business is, if you have not yet signed up for my program Expansion, definitely click the link in the description to message me for details. It is my 8-week experience for women entrepreneurs who are ready to let go of people pleasing, procrastination, on being unproductive or less productive than they know they're capable of, and everything else that is getting in the way of you making the money that you know you desire to make and are capable of making. If you're like, Jessica, I know that I'm called to make multiple millions or even billions of dollars, and I'm not there yet, and I know that I'm getting in my own way, and I want support to stop, Expansion is for you. It is an 8-week masterclass series where I am diving in with you to your specific issues, your specific challenges. So what's causing you to procrastinate? What's causing you to people please? And how can we shift you out of that so that you can expand your business to 7 figures and beyond free? So if that's something that sounds good to you, definitely go ahead and click that link in the description for details. I would love to have you join us. We start on Monday, March 27th. The second thing to do if you are ready to stop people pleasing in your business is you have to make 3 decisions. The first one is you have to decide that your feelings are just as important and just as valuable as everyone else's. When we people please, what we're doing is we are putting other people's feelings ahead of ourselves and saying their feelings are more valuable and more important than mine. But when we truly know our value, we recognize and understand that our feelings are just as important and just as valuable as everyone else's. And honestly, in your business, yours are actually a little more important because you're the one who has to run the business. You're the one who has to do the things. You're the one who has to live with the consequences of every choice you make. So if you are kowtowing and appeasing everybody else and making yourself unhappy, it's going to be really difficult, really stressful, really painful, really exhausting to run your business every day, and nobody benefits. Nobody wins when you are miserable. Okay? Not even the people that are making you miserable. They're not winning either. They're basically just losing and losing, right? It's a lose-lose situation where it sucks for them, sucks for you, sucks for everybody, okay? All right? So you have to decide that your feelings are just as important as everyone else's. And when you make that decision that your feelings are just as important as everyone else's, then you will be able to look at a situation and say, okay, this is going to make me unhappy. If this is going to make me unhappy and their feelings are not more important than my feelings, then I don't have to do anything that's going to make me unhappy. So I can decide on options that I'm willing to offer them. And if they say no to those options, then that's okay. That is okay. Okay? You are valuable. You are worthy of running a business that makes you feel good, not terrible. Okay? Not frustrated, not resentful, but good. And here's what's beautiful. When you make that decision, you start attracting higher quality clients. You can work with clients that make you happy. You can work with clients that don't frustrate you, that don't make you angry, right? When you believe that you can make money in a way that feels good, you will. You will, and you will in abundance. The second decision that you have to make is that it doesn't mean anything about you when someone else is unhappy, right? You are not responsible for their feelings. I like to tell my clients, you are the queen of your castle and no one gets in unless you say so. But other people have castles too. And when you try to manage or control their feelings, what you're doing is breaking in their windows and trying to mop their floors for them. That is weird, okay? Stop doing that. Other people are responsible for their feelings and you are only responsible for yours. So when you're feeling guilty or bad or mean, it's not because they're making you feel that way. It's because they are telling you, I am unhappy, and you are saying, I need to go fix that for you. No, you don't. You are not responsible for their feelings. They are. You are responsible for your feelings. You are responsible for your feelings of guilty or bad or wrong or mean. You are responsible for unlearning the conditioning that's making you feel that way. And guilt comes from feeling like we owe someone something. So we owe someone something that we didn't give them or deliver. Okay? So you get to ask yourself, if you're feeling guilty, do you actually owe them something? And if the answer is no, let it go, like Elsa, okay? An example of this is actually last year, I had posted, hey, if you're looking for, support with people pleasing, procrastination, whatever I was offering at the time, I had said, message me for details about working together. So someone had sent me a message about working together, and I was in a meeting when they sent me the message, so I didn't respond right away. 3 hours later, they sent me another message angry with me for not having responded to the message that they'd sent me earlier. They said, oh, you said we need to message you if we were interested in working together, but then we message you and you don't even answer. What's up with that? Now, I could have responded by feeling guilty. I did say that they should message me, and obviously if I'm telling them to message me, I'm implying that I'm going to respond, right? But I didn't owe them an immediate response. I didn't owe it to them to drop everything I was doing and respond to them right away. I didn't owe them an immediate response, and I hadn't said that I would respond within a specific amount of time. So the fact that that person was throwing a temper tantrum over something that I never actually said that I would do wasn't telling me something about me. It was just telling me something about them, which was they would not be a good client for me. We are not a good fit for each other because I don't work with people who are demanding and throw temper tantrums. So when they said what they said, I had the opportunity to feel guilty. Oh, I owe this person an immediate response. Well, no, I don't, right? And when we feel guilty, it's because we believe that we owe someone something. In that situation, I didn't owe them anything. I owed them a response because that's what I had agreed to do. That's what I had set forth in my post, but I didn't owe them a response immediately. And I definitely didn't owe them the opportunity to work with me, which they do not have, okay? So in a situation where you find yourself feeling guilty or bad or mean or wrong, ask yourself, do I actually owe this person something? And if the answer is no, you can let it go. And if you didn't promise them anything, you don't owe them anything. Right? You only owe what you are obligated to, and you only owe what you obligated yourself to, right? You owe it to yourself and to everyone else to keep your word. But if you didn't give them your word that you would do any specific thing, then you don't owe them anything. And if you don't owe them anything, then you don't need to feel guilty. Okay? So don't make it mean anything about you if it doesn't mean anything about you, right? And nothing means anything about you unless you decide that it does. So that is number 2. Number three is trust yourself to make more money. You have to decide that money is abundant, clients are abundant, and dream clients are chasing you down right now in this moment. When you believe that there is an abundance of money, of clients, of sales, of opportunities available to you, then no one client, one sale, one person is gonna make or break you. And when no one person, one client, one sale is gonna make or break you, you are free. You're not in that scarcity mode, and you don't make scarcity-based decisions. When you make scarcity-based decisions, you make decisions that you're gonna regret later. You make decisions that are out of alignment with who you wanna be and what you wanna create with your vision. You tend to make decisions that you do not like the outcomes of. But when you're not in that scarcity mode, when you're focused on the abundance of clients that are available to you and looking for you right now, when you remember that this one person is not the only person that has the problem you solve, and there are lots of other people that have the same problem that would love to solve it and are willing to pay you whatever you ask to solve the problem without making you mad, without getting on your nerves, without frustrating you, without throwing temper tantrums and being demanding and whatever else it is that you don't like. When you trust that there are plenty of people that would love to throw their money at you to have you help them solve their problem, you don't need to focus on this one person and be afraid that them not hiring you or not staying with you is going to make or break you, because it won't. There is more where that came from. In fact, one time I was in a conversation, I had a sales conversation with a prospective client that was so long and so frustrating, and the client was it was one of those clients that I knew was going to be a nightmare to work with, asked way too many questions, didn't listen to what I said. And when I say ask too many questions, I mean like I told them the answer to something and then they'd ask it again as though they weren't listening. They asked for a whole lot of details, the kind of detail that you ask for when you really don't trust yourself and you're just kind of tire kicking. And this person was just like such a pain, and I felt like they were kind of going to be disrespectful, and maybe they weren't really serious about working together and they were kind of wasting my time. And it was really this frustrating conversation, and I left it going, oh, I do not want to work with this person at all. Ever. So I said to myself out loud in my car, money is abundant, clients are abundant, dream clients are chasing me down right now. Someone else is coming. I do not have to worry about this person. And guess what? A, I never heard from that person again, thankfully. And B, another person signed with me the very next day. It was amazing. Literally, I wasn't even working, y'all. I was on the way to my friend's pool, and I got a message from this woman who said to me, Jessica, do you still charge XYZ for your services? And I said, no, my price has doubled. And she said, okay. And then we talked for a couple of minutes, and she said, this is the problem that I have. And I said, I would love to help you solve it. And then I pulled over and sent her an invoice, and she paid me immediately. And we had an amazing time together. She got amazing results. It's been years later, and we still love each other so much. She was a dream client, and she's an amazing woman. I'm obsessed with her. I love her so much. Okay, so when you believe that if it's not this one, it'll be the next one. When you believe that money is abundant and clients are abundant and dream clients are chasing you down right now in this moment as you're listening to me, you don't have to worry about any one person, one sale, one moment in time, because you know that you've already created plenty of success and there's more where that came from. And when you trust yourself, you know how to sell, you know how to make money, you can do it again. You've done it before and you can do it again. When you trust that there are trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars floating around everywhere on earth and are just ready to flow into your bank account. And when you trust God to take care of you, just like he said he would in Matthew 6 and so many other places in the Bible. Don't worry about what you'll eat or drink or what you'll wear, because your Heavenly Father knows you have need of these things. And if you seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, all of these things will be added to you. When you trust that God will take care of you exceedingly abundantly above all that you could ask or think, you have nothing to be worried about or afraid of. And so you can make decisions that are in alignment with what you want to create and who you want to be. A client of mine had this exact experience. She was stuck in indecision for days, literally frustrated for days. Her mind was spinning because there was this client that had asked her to modify her offer in a way she didn't want to. They wanted her to change this and change that, and fix this and delete that. And she just didn't want to do it. But she didn't want to say no to them either. And so she felt stuck and frustrated. And she said, I've got decision fatigue. So when I talked with her about it, it turned out that the reason the client was asking her to make so many changes to her offer was because they were trying to save money. So I said to her, do you want clients that are demanding and cheap? And she said, no, I really don't. And I said, okay, so it's okay for you to say no to them. And so she decided that she was going to create an offer suite, a number of packages that she was willing to offer to them. And then she would say, okay, you have these 4 options. You can choose one of these 4, or you can choose none of them. And either one is okay with me. And after that, literally within a couple of weeks, she said, Jessica, first of all, I feel like people can take me or leave me, and I have never felt this confident before. It's amazing. And secondly, she said, clients are coming out the woodwork left and right. I literally don't know where all these people are coming from that want to hire me. And not only are they showing up left and right, but they are asking for my most expensive package and then requesting a contract right away. I have never had this happen before. And it happened because she decided to stop people pleasing, stand in her power, decide they could take her or leave her because she knew there was more money where all her previous money came from. Trust God and trust herself for provision and success and expansion in her business, and it got her results like that. And the same is possible for you. When you value your feelings, don't make it mean anything about you, let other people be responsible for their own feelings, and trust God and trust yourself to invite abundance into your life. If you want support with that, definitely click that link in the description to message me about expansion. I would love to support you. All right, till next time, have a great day.